good, y'all? Good morning. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. It's currently 9:08. It is February 26th. Just hopping on the charts. A couple minutes late, about 6 minutes late, but it's all good. So we're just gonna go over what I kind of have marked out, what we did last night, and break it down. Um, so first off, let's start with news here. So we have no news on the day. For the rest of the day, I should say, we did have news at 8:30, which we'll see how much that affected us. But um, looking on the daily, we'll start on the daily. Here we can see that. Clean this up. We can see that NQ took this daily high, right? And ES it did not, putting it a nice, pretty large SMT, right? So big SMT gets put in. No daily fair value gap gets opened up yet, but nice SMT gets put in, right? Then I mark out this 4 hour fair value gap here, right here. Mark out this 4 hour and this 4 hour change. The last series of up closing candles that took buy side. Mark that change. Same thing on ES, right? And I want to see what we did overnight. If we wanted to rebalance into it, if we wanted to get through it, if we wanted to just start heading down there. Just wanted to see what we did. So by the looks of it, it looks like we literally just came down. We didn't even tap it. We kind of just made equal lows here. It looks like right here. And we just started running higher. So I'd like to see what we do now. Just want to be patient here. We do have more buy side resting above, as well as this internal, quote unquote, internal high that we put in from this 4 hour move. So I'm just gonna mark out here and here, just some sell side here, and then as well as this high here. And I want to just be patient. Keep in mind we still have an SMT, right? So we still have an SMT. It looks like we're inside this 30-minute gap here now. Sorry, 15-minute gap. Same thing on NQ, kind of in that gap. This internal high just gets taken here. I'm not gonna mark that out actually. It's gonna be a little too cluttered. So right here was pretty clean. I can expect us to start getting lower here. After we inverse this, pull back to the change, tap the inverse here. I can expect us to get pretty low here now. I don't know if we want to come all the way back down to here, but we'll kind of just see what we do. See if we want to, if there is opportunity lying in here somewhere, if we want to come up and soup or do whatever, that is an option, and I'll be looking out for that. Like as far as like these highs here, kind of extend here. As far as here and here, it has to be crystal clear though. On ES, same deal. ES is looking like it's back to barcode here. For a couple days pre-market, we were having some nice PA, but now it's just looking back to barcode. So we'll just keep an eye on it. So I do want to mark out sell side here though. Just want to be super patient. The last couple days have been like on and off. We've had winner, loser, which is great because our winners are bigger than our losers. Um, but, but, excuse me. We want to find some type of consistency, right? That's what we're seeking here is consistency. That's the most important thing. So I'm just gonna be patient here, just wait and see what we get, right? We failed to put in a change to the downside. We have this SMT. We had the opportunity to get into this 4 hour. We did not. We made equal lows here, as well as this unfilled 4 hour gap. So we could see a nice bearish move to the downside here at some point today. After we came up higher to this gap here, right? We just see us put that internal modeling, which I would just marked out. So it came into this gap here, right? Internal high got taken, and then now it even looks like on the 15-minute we could get through this gap here and put in a change here on the 15, which would be super clean, give me lots of confirmation to that downside is definitely where we could be heading here strongly. But just want to see what we do here. So we'll see if we can at least inverse this, potentially get a change. We'll see in 18 seconds here. Okay, so we get the inverse, no change on the 15 here yet. Open up this slight 5-minute gap. We have these relative equal highs resting up here. So ideally, that's what I'd want to see probably coming into today is like if we can soup or manipulate something in here to continue lower. Because we put in this 2-minute, we got a nice 2-minute inverse, open up some gaps along the way, and put a change in. On the 15-minute, got a nice inverse. So I just want to be patient here, see if we can get some type of legs up here and have some form of super manipulation to the upside. But I'll be right back. Usually, like I said, always you guys can just skip forward a little bit until you see me like moving the screen again. I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, I'm back.
Bluetooth mode.
Turn this Bluetooth back on real quick.
Device pairs.
Alright, so let's look up. We have about 7 minutes 50 seconds till this next 15-minute candle closes. We'll see if we get that change then. I just want to be very, very patient and wait for only high quality, to come my way if it wants to get presented. So once again, just an overview. Inside this 15-minute gap up here, we took internal high. We then see us run higher one last time on the 2-minute. We get through a nice 2-minute imbalance. We put in a change to the downside here. We pull back to the change, tap the inverse, and then we just see lower from there. Also scale up to the 15-minute. We see us inverse this small 15-minute gap right here. So I just want to see if at open, we want to pull back. We want to manipulate at all some type of, some highs, whatever it may be. So I just want to mark out what I can, what I think would be, potential opportunity. We'll get rid of this. Try to make this as simple as possible. And as traders, like you get to a point where you have to be very, very picky. That's what the game is about. It's about being picky and just so utterly patient. You're gonna have a lot in front of you, and your brain, trust me, your brain can make up a trade if it wants to, and it will. But when you can just sit there and be extremely picky and confident in your system and in your knowledge, in your model, then you simply just wait. You wait for it to be crystal clear, for it to all make sense, for there to be strong reasoning, and you take the trade. So we take this internal low here now. We put an SMT in. I want to see if this wants to be the SMT that gets put in to rebalances higher a little bit. I'll also mark out some of the buy side here on ES just because we'll see if we want to put in any SMTs. Yesterday I think took a pre-market trade and got stopped out. So I'm not saying I'm not against pre-market trades, because at the end of the day, if the model's there, the model's there. But I just want to ensure that it's truly extremely high quality, and if there's room for me to be patient and there's something there in the way for me to say, I want to give this a little bit, but I don't want to let anything, like get extra emotion involved or anything. Like, if there's a reasoning for me not to take it or something in the way, just give the market some time to develop, right? FOMO doesn't exist. We're not worried about FOMO. Well, it does exist, but not in my head, right? So we'll see what we do after taking this low, or if we just want to continue lower, right? We have you can see here 4 minutes 40 seconds till open on the 15-minute. Looks like we did get, oh, not yet. Okay, so yeah, in 4.5 minutes we'll get that 15-minute close and see if we get that change to the downside. I'm sure we will here. And then we have sell side here resting. We have this unfilled 1-hour gap, as well as the unfilled 4-hour gap down below. Right down here. So just want to see what we do here. We could definitely just flush. We had our model. We did what we had to do up top, so we could just see a flush down. But if we do want to present, opportunity to the upside, manipulate at open or something, or leading in the open, just gonna be patient and watch. 3 minutes till open. See what we do. Looks like we are getting some nice legs down here. Getting some pretty good volume here. Hopefully today we can get some nice movement. ES is starting to flush. NQ flushing. You could definitely see these equal lows getting hit. I just want to see what we do here. Getting a lot lower, so this 30-minute low gets taken on ES. It's been taken on NQ. We'll put in a big SMT if we take this low on NQ. There's that 15-minute change we'll keep marked out. As well as on ES. So we got a minute now to open. Inside this 30-minute gap, I'm sorry, this 1 hour gap here on ES. Took 30-minute sell side. These internal lows. We'll see if that wants to rebalance us slightly higher potentially. We got 30 seconds to see what we do. Alright, so I'm gonna open here. Low gets taken on NQ. We see a big leg down at open. 1 hour now gets filled on NQ. So 1 hour gets tapped. See what we want to do here. These equal lows are definitely strong down here. So bang, ES takes this low here. So does NQ takes that low, yep. So see if we can get that extra push down those equal lows into this 4 hour gap. Or if we just want to rebalance now. Just want to be patient and see though. I think we can definitely continue lower here. We'll see if some form of opportunity presents itself for you know, like downside. So I'd have to see like some type of internal high get taken here. then some form of model to the downside for me to go, for me to short to those equal lows in that 4 hour gap. Tap this 30-second here. Could take one off this inverse here, and then as soon as this internal low gets taken, we break even. Pretty tight stop. Break even here. Just off this inverse here. Go break even now. So we're gonna have these equal lows here, and I'm trying to look for the, trying to get the 50 mark here. 50, oh, here it is. Okay, so we're gonna leave 2 running to the 50, which aligns with the 2, which is super clean. So just mark this out here. Let's see what we do. So bang, TP1 gets hit. Just real quick. Mark this standard deviation out. Oh. So just in with light size, just secured 258. Light size, these equal lows could definitely impact us, definitely send us a lot higher. But I want to see if we can dig into this 4 hour pretty well. So we'll see what we do. Looking to trail stop potentially if we get opportunity, but there's no opportunity right now to trail stop. We're just going to sit at break even. We have a big SMT though, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get some big legs up here. I'd ideally want to see us continue lower into this 4 hour, because we just kind of dipped our toes in it. I want to see us really start to drive in there and fill some of it. Especially with ES being all the way up here, we still need to get lower on ES. So I want to see if NQ can drag us down, but we'll see. Just want to be patient, take our time. Look for, you know, like I said, trailing opportunity. What this trade was basically off of is, you can see we go lower, right? We take sell side. After taking sell side, we get this inverse and we fail to get through this change in the state. So after we fail to get through this change in the state, I noticed that we're inside of a 30-second. So we have this small 30-second gap that we rebalance to. Right? We tap it. After tapping it, if we want to run higher and put this change in, this 15-second here is going to hold. This is going to hold, and then we're going to get up there. Right? If we want to go lower, this is going to get ran through. And then we have equal lows literally sitting right below us. So it only makes sense. So after we run it, I enter short. Stops go just above this, basically at these candle highs, not the wicks, but just the candle high. And then literally just target what I targeted, just literally equal lows, and then now I'm just leaving a runner to the 50 of this 4 hour. So just let it rock out, let the market do its thing here. We're just gonna sit and watch. Like I said, looking for opportunity to trail. There's really none here right now. Just really probably gonna leave this one at break even here and just let the market do its thing. Like I said, I want to see ES start to really get lower here. So for ES to get lower, NQ got to start really pulling it down. So now we took equal lows and we dug deep into this 4 hour, deeper. So we could definitely start seeing big legs up here now. But like I said, we're already at break even. We have nothing to lose on this trade. We are hands off, and I'm literally just letting the market do its thing. I'm letting the market just move. I have my TP. I have everything that I need, so I'm just gonna let it go. I need some water though. Fucking dying. So we get through this 30-second here, which honestly ideally isn't what I want to see. So we're looking to put this change into the upside. So you could probably definitely see us get stopped out or break even here. I was looking for some form of sell side inside of this gap, but it's literally just a massive gap. There's literally nothing in here. So this is super clean though. Super clean trade. If we can get through this gap here and get this change to the downside, this will be clean. After taking this high here, high gets souped inside his 30-second. Want to see if we can get some nice legs down here. Fail to put in a change. We'll see if we can put it in now. Nope. See if we can get a follow through. So now here's what I'm gonna do here. Okay, I'm gonna limit sell one, or limit buy, sorry, and then limit buy the other one down here. And that's just because this could be the manipulation leg now. Internal gets taken, right? We could see this. See, if you look on a higher time frame, like the 1 minute probably, yeah. So this is not an internal low, which we can see then get taken, and then see the model get put in potentially. So I'm confident that we could get to this low here, but I don't know about if we want to continue lower. But we could take the low, and then put our model in and head back higher. That's our possibility, but looks like we're getting some big legs up here now after putting in that change. So we'll just see. So ES now takes this low, so it's one thing to be aware of. There was no equal lows on ES, so that equal low was, or is this low here. So So now ES takes this low. That see if we want to get through here down to this 4 hour, but that could be like our final push lower, then go higher. But I want to see ES follow through here and really start getting lower towards that 4 hour here, and then sell side down here as well. So we're getting some nice legs here. Golly, we are just trolling. It's moving sideways here. As you can see, this whole range, we're just moving sideways. Let's see if we can get lower here though. ES got to be our savior and just continue to tank towards that 4 hour gap here. If ES can continue that, I think we're in good shape. But bro, I need me some fucking water. It's getting, we got big legs to the downside. Don't take the internal low. We got big legs to the upside. But look, we already secured profit. This is literally just runners running. So that's all this is. I'm just gonna fill my water up while this is just doing this thing. I'll be right back. Yeah. On the mentorship? I mean, for me, let me. Okay, man. Um, yeah, I got his mentorship a while ago. He did master. He did mastermind. It was like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And honestly, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody because majority of traders left him like you can just get online for free. I was really pissed off. He like probably not. Nah, he's honestly turning into a content creator. He's kind of veering away from trading. I mean, he's gonna collect some money. Probably, yeah. He's gonna be streaming with people, and I just won't know. We back. Sorry about that, y'all. But it looks like um one of our cons did get banged. See if we can continue lower to this 50 here. But we have one more con left, so we're almost basically all out. Just leaving a nice little runner here, just down the sell side. It's a super clean trade though. I'm very pleased with this one for sure. Super clean. Literally just like just the power of just clarity and understanding and patience. Like we open and just taking the information that I'm being given. I'm just taking a confident stab with it. Like a lot of people are probably waiting for this 5 minute to get tapped, or these gaps that we open up on the way down to get filled or tapped or equilibrium or to come back up. And it's like I wanted to see that. I want to see some type of soup to the upside, right? But you gotta look at where we are and what is reasonable, right? So after sell side gets taken, we have SMT, yes, and a lot of people are probably bullish. But look at what we do in the lower time frame. First of all, if we have a SMT and we take sell side here, this instantly gets invalidated because we don't open up a 1 minute. And what am I gonna long to, right? Well, we get a change here, and I could long up to here, but the RR is gonna be skewed. We're already so close to it, right? So what makes more sense if we're already getting legs down here is for us to just continue lower to the equal lows in the 4 hour gap. That just makes the most sense. So after sell side gets taken, this is literally just to rebalance us a little bit higher. And like I said earlier, explaining it, 30-second gets tapped here on ES, or sorry, NQ. 30-second gets tapped. Wait, let me sorry, I just want to look at a position, see if I can put my stop anywhere that could is valid. So we're just gonna let it rock out. We have all these highs here that we could potentially see us take and get back lower, but anyways, we run up higher. This 30-second gets tapped, right? So we feel this. If we want to go higher, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna look to put a change in here, right? More importantly, on the 15-second though, we get through this gap and we put a change, or we get through this gap here, right? And we fail to put a change in, a clean change to displace through this. We fail to put a clean change to the upside on the 15-second, right? So we tap this 30-second. Okay, if we want to go higher, we're gonna get a clean change, or we're gonna kind of get up to this and then just shoot right through if we want to run higher, right? We're just taking price. It's data, right? That's all it is. So we're just taking it, and with clarity, most importantly, and confidence, and we're creating what we can with it, where it's opportunity. So we look to get above here, we do not. We look to close through the 30-second, we do not, right? Then I'm like, okay, I want to see if this high wants to be soup, right? We could take this high, continue lower, right? We don't take the high on ES or NQ, right? But we don't have to, right? We can just rebalance to a fair value gap. Doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter the time frame. This is all I need to know, right? Because we have a BPR here. This is a BPR, right? So we have a bearish imbalance and a bullish imbalance. If price does want to go higher, this BPR is 100% going to hold. 100%. This for value gap is going to hold. We're going to tap it and continue higher, right? But we get a strong leg through, a strong close through, right? So I enter off of that. Now, why am I and how am I protecting myself? Because if this does want to be sell side gets taken, we then run lower, we then take the internal low, and then that's the model. And then we get, our typical, model, right? That's fine. That's why I'm break even at internal low. That's why I'm break even at internal low, right? So as soon as this gets hit, bang, this is not an internal low, gets taken, I'm break even. So if you do want to run higher, that's perfectly fine. I'll get stopped at break even. But if we want to displace lower to the equal lows here, right, and this 4 hour gap, which aka makes the most sense, then I get to capitalize on that. So I take majority of cons off here and then leave some runners down to the 50 of this fair value gap, right? Which I'll clean up, I'll put the standard deviation. But the 50 of this fair value gap, okay? And then once I see us put in this significant low, we accumulate, we run, we soup, we fill this 30-second, we come back lower, we're accumulating. Then I can adjust and say, okay, TP is going to go with this internal low. Why? Because, let's look on the 1 minute. 1 minute, we get a big leg through. Bang. Takes equal lows. And we see us then run higher. Now, like I said earlier, if this wants to be the model, we can see us then run lower and manipulate internally, and then that'll be our model higher to rebalance this big move down that we have to either equilibrium, to inefficiencies, whatever it may be. So I'm capitalizing on that, right? I'm gonna take some profits here, and then lastly, I'm just leaving my runners down to 50, which aligns with standard deviation. So that's really where we're at now. So looks like we got a couple points away there, but literally just letting this rock out. Just letting the market do its thing. We opened up this 1 minute gap, which is clean. Could honestly adjust stop to up here. Trail my stop. Like I said, I want reasoning to trail my stop, and that's strong reasoning, right? We come back higher, get some nice displacement back to the downside here. We get below this series here, this change. We open up this 1 minute here, right? If we're gonna go lower, I expect this to hold. If this does not hold, I'm stopped at break even, and I'm just letting the market do its thing. It is what it is. This is overall just a super clean trade. And then coming in for tomorrow, we just have PPI at 8:30. Gonna keep an eye on that. Next week we have lots of news. So we have some news on Monday, which is a good sign. No news Tuesday, Wednesday, INP, PMI, and appointment claims Friday. We have a boatload of news, so we'll just see. Looks like we could get stopped at break even here. 1 minute it gets fully filled. So if we want to go lower, we're gonna go lower now. If not, we're just gonna stop me out and profit and bang. So we can call it a day there. Beautiful trade. We're up 567 on the day. Great Thursday, honestly. I'm just searching for that consistency, right? So like that's really all I'm looking for is just that consistency factor. We've had winners, we had losers, we have winners, we had losers. So I'm trying to just find that consistency again, just being very patient, and we're back on track here. So amazing trade today. Like I said, we already went over news, so that's that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day. And I will be back tomorrow, y'all. Peace.